Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you a quick movie review. This time we're going to be talking about The Evil Dead, the original film from 1981. Um, I just watched this one a few nights ago. I probably should have reviewed it earlier because, certain things are probably going to be, gone from my mind at this point. But, of course, The Evil Dead is a, classic horror film from the 80s. It spawned, two sequels, the remake, reboot, sequel, whatever it was in 2013. Um, and Don't kill me, but I never seen it until a few nights ago. It's one I should have watched, quite a while ago. A lot of people would think the Evil Dead, movies would be something I would have already been into, and that's true, but I decided to watch it. It's the full movie's on YouTube for free. Same with the second one, probably the third one too. So why the hell not, right? And this movie is an interesting one to judge or review because you're not supposed to take it completely seriously, but at the same time you gotta in a way, you know what I mean? It is very campy. It's of course has that cheesy '80s horror movie feel, except probably like double that at the very least. Um, and I heard really good things about the series, on Stars that started, Ash versus Evil Dead. So I kind of want to get to that. So I'm watching the original movies, and I also heard good things about the remake, reboot, sequel in 2013 actually as well. So of course I made a point to at least watch the first one, see how I felt about it. Overall, um, I liked it. I think. I'm still kind of debating in my mind because I liked it, but then there's just things about it that don't quite measure up to what I was hearing. Um, Before I get into more details about that, I'll talk about the premise briefly. Basically, Ash Williams, or Ashley Williams, played by Bruce Campbell. I do like Bruce Campbell as an actor, even on things like Burn Notice and such, and the guy's a lot of fun in real life as well. If you ever watch videos of him and such, um, it's Bruce Campbell as Ash Williams, and then basically his sister. I think his sister is Cheryl, isn't it? And their friend Scotty, his girlfriend, and Ash's girlfriend Linda. They all go out to this cabin that Scotty had rented, I think. And basically, it turns into a twisted, dark humor, far bloodier version of Night of the Living Dead, really, essentially. And Night of the Living Dead, the original '68 one, is probably one of my favorite, zombie movies of all time. Of course, The Walking Dead is far superior to any zombie movie I've seen, but I definitely give I definitely get Night of the Living Dead vibes from The Evil Dead, except it's what if it was a lot more twisted and a lot more just weird, and that's kind of what Evil Dead is. And it's not zombies, it's possessions, of course, and demons and such. And we get the sense that there's this far greater evil entity out there that's going through the woods throughout the movie, but we don't really see what it is in the first one, as far as I know, anyway. Um, but of course, they find this book, the Book of the Dead, in this basement, and that unleashes the whole thing after they read it, of course. And Cheryl ends up getting you know basically raped by by these trees in the woods. Um, then of course that creates the her looking out from the cellar and such with the door partially open, that iconic look and such. Um, and eventually it just becomes like slowly one by one they all sort of get infected, not infected, but they all sort of start to get possessed. And it's a crazy movie, it's and Ash just sort of has to deal with all that. It's basically him just having all this crazy shit go down. Somehow he's the only one left unscathed, as far as we know. And I was reading up a lot about the behind the scenes stuff for this movie and how it was actually made and such. And I give a good amount of respect to Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell and the crew and such for how they made this movie. It didn't have a really big budget, and the budget that it did have Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi actually had to get donations for. Like Bruce Campbell, I read, had to go around asking friends and family to help him out with it, and Sam Raimi had to do things similar to that. And it was also very cold when they were filming and such, and varying schedules and in and out and stuff like that. And so I give respect to that, because they really wanted to make this movie and they didn't really give up. And then also I praise the movie for its practical effects. Of course there wasn't really any CGI that back then either, but still refreshing to see a horror movie, no matter how old or new, that uses practical effects. Especially in this day and age when most horror movies use a lot of CGI. And then they still have a ton of blood in this movie, which is nice. And there's not a whole lot more to explain about the movie, though. Like I said, the premise is basically what I just stated. There's not much more to it. We don't really know fully what's going on. We don't know what this evil force is. We don't know what Ash's role in this will be in the first movie, anyway. We don't really see Ash become what he is. We don't see him get his hand taken off or anything. Or we get to see the shotgun a little bit. And like I said, I haven't seen the other movies. I just seen this one, so I'm guessing it sort of more shit goes down to him with him in the second movie. And I think the second movie is actually the fan favorite, judging by what some people were saying. But I did like this one overall. Of course, the acting isn't great. You like Bruce Campbell, but at the same time, it's not really that great with the acting. And I know they're not taking it overly seriously either, because it does have a dark humor tone to it. And I hope that's what they're intending. I hope it's not just a case of where it's so bad that somehow becomes funny and we don't realize it. I hope they're actually intending for it to be somewhat humorous and like darkly satire and stuff like that. But either way, it's still kind of fun to watch. I admit I didn't really get bored with it at any point, so there's that. And although overall I wasn't really blown away by it, I'll admit I keep thinking about it. So it definitely left an impression to an extent anyway, so that has to mean something too. And the movie basically ends with Ash. He eventually Linda gets possessed as well, just after he basically proposed to her. And let's see, he locks Linda outside the cabin and tends to Scotty's injuries, but she sneaks through the back door and attacks Ash with a dagger, which he uses to impale her, taking her body to the woodshed. Ash tries to force himself to dismember her with a chainsaw, but finds himself unable to do it and buries her instead. But she rises up, and then he's forced to decapitate her with a shovel. So that's kind of a rough way to end their marriage, if I've ever seen one. And eventually Ash is able to throw the book into the fire, and it burns, and Cheryl and Scotty disintegrate. And of course you hear join us, things like that, in a couple different parts of the movie. Ash goes outside, and then there's that same unseen evil, runs through the forest, and then we see Ash scream, and that's it. I'm pretty sure the second movie picks up soon after that, so I'm curious to see where it actually goes. But yeah, overall that's like all the story I really have to tell you about. Again, I still have mixed feelings about this. I liked it, but at the same time it's not really like hitting me yet. But again, I keep thinking about it. Man. So I guess I must have enjoyed it to some extent. Like I said, I never really got bored with it. It's like a more twisted, over-the-top version of Night of the Living Dead. So I do think it's enjoyable, and I am entertained enough to watch a second movie at some point. So yeah, overall those are my thoughts on The Evil Dead. Really weird, but entertaining movie at the same time. And yeah, so let me know what you guys thought about this one, and also how it compares to the other films without spoiling it for me. And yeah, I'll probably watch a second movie at some point to review of it for you guys. And you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, like, subscribe, and peace.